Hey, 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 we're chubby.
That's right.
We're drinking
Busch Light.
We're chubby bartenders, got a special guest with us. We're chubby bartenders, that's right.
That's right.
Yes, tune in. Hey, what's going on? We're back. Chubby Bartenders Podcast. Reynolds is back in the house with us.
Hey, man, I'm here.
Who was the last one? Was he on the last one?
I was on the last one.
He was on the last one.
Yeah, I was here.
Yeah, and we've got a special guest,
I'm
Miss.
part-time. I'm a part-timer now. I'm a part-timer.
He's big-legged us.
Yeah.
So we've got a special guest, Miss Beth Henderson. Is it Ben Beth Henderson or
Henderson.
It's still Henderson? Okay, all right. So Ben, I had to check it there for you, bud. So we got Beth. We're going to talk cowboy stuff. We're going to talk Henderson's Western wear. We're going to talk just all kinds of stuff. Whatever we want to talk about.
Where do you guys want to start?
Well, the first thing we got to start with is a couple guys that are few people that help us continue to do what we do.
That makes this happen.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Chad and Pudge here with the Chubby Bartenders, and look at what our good buddy at Bronx Metal Works made for us. Have you ever wanted a sign like that for your house? Maybe what would you have?
Hey, I'll tell you what, buddy. I'd put one right behind my couch.
Ooh.
Okay, right up in the middle of the living room. Reynolds, established 2011.
Ooh, you need that. You want a welcome sign, you want your farm name, anything. Call our buddy at Bronx Metal Works at the number above, and John will hook you right up, man, if you want any of these things right here.
You will not believe this man's work.
He can do anything. So give that guy a call at the number above, Bronx Metal Works. John Daniels, he does great work. Thank you, John. See you, buddy.
John.
So big shout out to AP Prep over in Chillicothe, Ohio, Jason Prater. Well, how many kids has that guy impacted?
Oh my God. I mean, well, you know, the thing is, he's really making a huge difference in people's lives.
Oh,
man.
huge difference.
Not only kids.
Yeah.
There's adults over there.
Well, Massey just beat me, it's all
Well,
because of the Team AP Prep
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
weight loss
That
competition.
nefarious bunch.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
But they're changing lives at AP Prep, and
Yes,
they're
they are.
earning every day. So you look those guys up. They're on Facebook at Athlete Performance Prep or AP Prep. And you can also get on their website. You can look at their schedules. The website is phenomenal. One of the smoothest websites I've ever seen in my life, and that is apprep.info.
Earn the day.
Earn the day. And also, speaking of, we just got done talking about him, Scott Massey and Geiger Brothers Construction. We never did get clarification if it was McAvoy Geiger Brothers now.
Yeah,
We don't know, but
I know there was a new merger there.
There's a merger, so keep an eye out for these guys. I believe they're in the heating and cooling business heavy,
Yeah, they do it all.
but they're mainly business building engineers. So these guys, I mean, if you've got something that you need engineered meaning figuring out how you want to put it together, how it's going to be built. From the ground up, these guys can do anything.
You need a solution to something tough.
Yeah.
Give them a call.
They say there's a group of the smartest men on the planet that work down there. You know?
I would not say that out loud around Massey.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that either. Or Hickey.
Yeah, Hickey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably true.
But I'm not going to give them credit.
But let's not go there. You know.
I'm not.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
But if you need something built, good quality company, they've been around forever. Give those guys a call, 740-286-0800. Give Massey a call.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you who I want to talk about.
Who's that?
Let's talk about Brad and Sarah Moe.
Oh, nice one.
Let's talk about our area McDonald's
Jackson,
restaurants.
Wellston.
Jackson, Wellston, Vinton County, and Oak Hill.
He's everywhere.
Hey, they've been serving this area for over 40 years. And the great thing about the Munns is they give back.
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton.
And you know what, man? They make great sandwiches and apple fritters.
I'm kind of part of
Those apple
I
fritters.
challenge you to find something that tastes bad.
Yeah, go get it, man.
Go get it.
If you're a guy that wants to walk around and say you don't like McDonald's food,
Turn us off.
yeah. You know what? You are no longer welcome to listen to the show. Because you're a liar, and we don't deal with liars.
That's right, yeah.
Everybody has the guilty pleasure of
Yeah.
a little McDonald's here and there. Hit the drive-thru. Their breakfast is outstanding.
Outstanding.
Their new baked goods are unbelievable.
You know something cool about I've been using is the mobile app. You can order that
yeah.
from home. It cinches you when you pull in the parking lot. You
Yeah.
pull in a parking spot, they bring you your food.
They just bring it
No
out.
drive-through, no nothing.
Nothing.
There it is.
Yeah. Hey,
Look those guys up.
Yeah, heck yeah. Go look up the Munns. Get there.
Yep.
And tell them thanks, and they certainly thank you.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay. Hey, and
Don't forget me,
yeah,
Chad.
there's an insurance guy out there that's had a really good year.
Yeah,
and
great year.
And he's if you're thinking that maybe you're not pleased with your insurance, or I'll tell you what,
a lot of money for him.
or I tell you what, I think that you should probably just as as good measure, you should always get your insurance reviewed every year or a couple of years. And there's no better guy to do it than the guy sitting right across from me. Give Gillum Insurance a call and let them just take a look. Make sure you got things covered, man. Make sure that you're not paying too much or too little.
Don't tell Beth that.
I'm in need of review.
Well, you should probably, well, if you've got a good agent like
Beth
Pudge
will be like,
Gillum.
now I'd like one of those cheaper reviews, bud.
Well, no. I mean, the thing is, she's already got that service as part of her.
Well, I'm there at least twice a month.
Yeah. Whether you want to, or
I
not.
review it every time I'm there.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. He's keeping it real.
Yeah, I'm keeping
but how do they get hold of you?
740-395-0357.
And we're talking about commercial, life, auto, home,
Everything.
farm.
Yep. Big life push right now.
Yeah.
Life has become very important.
Well, and guys,
Cheap
if what we've gone through
about
right
5
now,
questions.
or the last year, isn't enough to make you sit down and think about your family and what's going to happen if you're no longer
Then
there.
don't call.
I
You're
mean,
fine.
look, we're not, we're not the guys. We both got that life insurance background.
Yep.
And, people a lot of times say that, man, you guys are just,
Well, no. I'm at the age
doomsday.
now it's real.
It is real.
It is real.
Give him a call, guys.
Yep. 740-395-0357. So, Beth Henderson, ladies and gentlemen, where did the cutters go? Beth, you're going
Right
to
here,
pull
buddy.
that mic down a little bit. I'm sorry. I should have fixed you up. You're going to have to stand on that thing. You got to talk right into
I'm
it.
the short one.
You're the short one. So,
You want to get you a stool or something over there?
I need a little booster seat.
you want a cigar?
I'm good today.
You're good today?
Yeah, no cigars for her. But she just finished one before she came in.
I did. Yeah. Special
So-
occasions only.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. I know Beth pretty well.
I had we went to a friend's wedding not too long ago and we partook and
With a cigar?
I partook in, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I did. Yes, very much so.
I need a torch. too.
Very, very relaxing hobby.
It's a time-consuming hobby.
Well, yeah, but boy, I mean, that is good time spent, in my opinion. I mean,
So actually, at my wedding, not the wedding, but the reception, my mother-in-law set up a cigar station, and it was the highlight of the event.
God bless her.
That is where
What a
everyone
great,
hung
yeah,
out. It
yeah.
was awesome.
What a great idea
Yeah.
at a wedding, man.
Yes.
Props. I mean, that's well thought out.
Yeah.
In Worcester?
It was actually in Chippewa Lake up at the Oaks restaurant.
Oh, okay. I've never
heard of that.
me either.
Check
Never
that
been.
out. It's a great little restaurant.
And we're close to where?
Worcester?
Medina.
Oh, Worcester. Oh, Medina.
It's
You're
actually
up
in
around
Medina.
Cleveland. Up around
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Then. Yeah.
yes. That's
okay.
where my in-laws are from. It's actually my mother-in-law's restaurant. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
that's why she did such a great job with it.
Oh, well, she's probably done that a time or two before.
Yes, she
yeah.
has.
Yeah.
What does that say, Chad?
That's a
Macanudo?
Macanudo.
Macanudo.
As some of us in the cigar world like to call them, and this is completely unfair, but it's a Macanudo. I think it's a very serviceable everyday cigar. Now, a lot of people will kind of, listen. This is your baseline Macanudo. Like if this is the one
Trying to figure it out.
that you'll see
Maybe it's this and that.
early on. Like this is their probably what they sell the most of. Now they have a lot of other offerings that, in my opinion, are better. But this isn't bad. It's a serviceable cigar, man. It's a good everyday smoke. It's been a minute since I've had one.
Got a taste.
But I got a lot of guys that refer to it as a Macanudo.
Okay. All right.
But hey, man, fuck those guys. Yeah.
All right. So, we can talk, let's see. I've known you for probably of my 40 years, I've probably been around you for 35 of them.
That's hard because
Oh
I'm
my
only 29.
I know, yes, yeah.
So, like, you literally knew him when you came out of the womb. I mean,
Before, 10
Like,
years before.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's been a long time.
Yes, and I can remember Dad was shoeing horses, and I would go out to your parents' shop out on 776, still there. Shout out Jerry.
okay.
Jerry's a cool dude. You like Jerry. and you'd ride a pony in the store. I can just remember you were always around. Then we went to high school together. But I mean, ever since I've known you, horses has been you.
That is what my life has revolved
Your
around.
life has revolved strictly around
has.
horses. It is. I mean, and you have stayed with it this entire time. Never a break from it.
Nope, there's never a break. We never get a holiday from it, but it is a true passion. You love it or you don't, and I could not imagine my life without it.
Yeah. So you started off showing. So when did you show your first horse?
I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I had a small pony, and
4 or 5. Think of Millie.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, she's
10.
Yeah.
And think of her showing a full-grown horse.
No, I just had a pony at this time, and my dad did not want me to go to the horse show because he said I couldn't beat anybody. And I looked at him and I said, I could probably beat one. And I did. I was like 3rd out of 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But I kept at it, and I went home and I worked and I worked and I worked, and I got fairly decent at it.
So this was a passion from very early on.
Yes, it was.
Like now, your parents, I assume, have had horses.
Absolutely. So it is our business. They offer a tack shop. That's what they did growing up. We have a farm. We farm land and have horses, and it's just a way of life.
Dad, can I tell a story on your dad?
Oh, okay.
Dad said, well, like back in the 70s, whenever they was riding horses, they'd go to Jerry and let's say they needed some saddle pads.
Yeah.
Well, he had a trailer that he had out, and it had like a canvas top. It might be 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and he'd go out there and he'd roll out that canvas top, and he'd throw out 4 or 5, whatever it is he was looking for. And there's what I got, boys.
That's how he started.
And that's how he started. And, I mean, if you've ever been out there, so now you've got an acre under roof.
Yes, we do.
In the arena.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that was at the same location where you guys are.
No, they've still got the tack shop on 776.
Yeah.
Now, that farm is pretty close. So then you guys, we'll get into that, but then they move over and then they grow from a guy in the back of a trailer.
Yeah, to what they got now.
To an acre under roof on one side of the road, 12,000 square feet of retail space on the other. I mean, Beth's as big as like your TSCs.
I don't know about all that, but
you're pretty close. Your
we've been very fortunate. We not only
at least.
service the tri-state area around here, but I've also grown our website to where today we ship something to Canada and Hawaii.
That's awesome.
It's very fun.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. That's awesome to see because I've watched this. I've watched that start. That's been cool, man. That's been cool. But one thing I wanted to, Chad, we always like to bring in guests that we have something in common with, and you're raising a child right now, and we talk a lot about being a dad, and something that where I've seen both worlds. I've seen because there is 2 worlds. You're either in the horse world, or you're not.
I see that. Yeah. I'm firmly on the other side.
Sure,
not necessarily by choice, but by circumstance.
And there's
an understanding, and there's not.
Yeah. So I've always thought you would be kind of interested in because there's certain, I don't want to say codes, but that parents kind of do. Whenever you're in the horse business and things that were done with you.
Yeah.
Because you're one of the hardest workers I know.
It's such a great community, and it teaches the children such responsibility. It was one other podcast that I listened to, and this is so true. In this day and age, he said, a horse show is the only place you can go. You can put $50,000 in your tack room and walk away, and it's still going to be there the next day.
Yeah.
But that's just the group of people that you're with. And you not only educate your child, the others around you help you do so. And
so there's a certain moral code to where, like, you're not worried about thievery and things of that nature.
No, they're going to stand for the flag.
Yeah.
They're going to have Sunday Cowboy Church. They're going to have, like you said, you're not going to deal with any hoodlums, really, or thieving. Or now you might have to worry about
the outsiders.
Yeah.
When you're at the state fairgrounds, in downtown Columbus.
Sure.
You worry about the outsiders coming in.
I've been at horse shows and the adults, I'm not saying they steal, but I'm saying we get drunk, you know.
of
I mean,
course,
you know,
yeah.
there's a party side of
yes,
the horse
yes,
shows too.
it's-
So I've always thought it was just a because I mean, just like
It seems like almost like a fraternal bond or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know,
yeah,
like
it's one of those too that you're always welcome back in. How many times have I been in and out of it since
Oh,
you've
yeah.
been in the last 8 years? I've been in and out of it 3 or 4 times.
so you're a fickle member.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whenever I'm hot, I'm hot.
Yeah,
Beth will tell you. Whenever I'm in it, I'm in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know, Pudge is there.
I can't believe that.
But even like growing up around here, like I showed 4-H with Melissa Armstrong and Jennifer Gratliff. Albeit, you know, we're not the greatest friends now, but we share that bond.
You guys all hate each other now, or no? I'm just kidding. Yeah,
And Melissa, she's hard to deal with, isn't she?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I won't do that again. That was bad.
Yeah, but you guys will be friends forever. Very similar to me and you and football players.
Right. It's just something that everybody has an understanding for.
Yes.
If you've been in that world, then you understand it, and there's a certain common bond and grounding that's there that you feel like, hey, I can trust that person. they're you know.
I'm trying to figure out a way to do it and have a middle ground with it with Gibson.
It's tough. You know, right now I've actually kind of took a break from the show pen because COVID hit last year and that was just a cluster. And I am also the type that I don't really want to hit the shows hard unless I have the time to prepare.
You
It
won't
takes a
go
lot of
unless
time.
you'll go out there and kick her ass is what you will.
It's what my dad taught me.
Yeah, so
you're still showing at 29. And you
Yes,
started at 5.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you were at one time ranked what in the world?
I won a reserve world championship a
Yep.
few years back.
But what was the one you were in the magazine with? Was that it? That was at the World Show, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that was in the world of NRHA, and the NRHA world titles are collectively of how much money you've won that year.
Yeah,
So I was the second highest money earning person in that division that year.
that year.
I had the horse after that when I showed Spook. We did extremely well in a different age division, and we won a lot of money on her. So that's kind of a different ranking system.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, they
There's a lot of different divisions and places
based on your earnings.
for you to go to and show.
And so in these competitions, you're not competing for trophies and ribbons. You're competing for dough.
How much is it public, that information that you won?
Yeah, like I think I won $25,000 that year I showed Spook.
Okay.
I mean, that's hard
Yeah.
money coming back.
Yeah.
So there's not too many. Now I don't know about like.
Now, there's a lot
racing.
of money that goes into that.
Oh God, yeah, that didn't touch it.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Touch it.
like one thing about horses, like from an outsider's perspective, I mean, it's an expensive business,
Yes,
right?
it is.
I mean, it's
It's like any other hobby, whether you boat or
right.
No,
ski
sir,
or-
you can't finance a horse.
I guess you probably could.
You
I've
probably
actually
could.
had customers like where they've refinanced their home and used that money.
Yeah. So it's
I know
But, yeah.
people that carry a line of equity just to buy horses.
just a home equity line or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people that do that, but that's the only thing because I've done a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And the only difference is you can't finance a horse. You got to come up. If you want a $50,000 horse,
$50,000.
cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Cash on the barrelhead.
and I mean
And that $50,000 horse isn't going to guarantee you go to the horse show and win.
all you
have
did
to
was spend
work at it.
$50,000. It's up to you and that horse whether or not it's
You-
going to be a
you
$50,000
really-
horse.
yeah.
You really need a $20,000 horse and $50,000 in lessons.
I had a guy
okay.
tell me one time. Beth went through this with me 6 years ago.
Oh,
I
my
went off the deep end.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know I can't even describe to you the amounts of money that was just blown. And a guy told me right at the beginning of this, he goes, Pudge, is Pressler. He said, Pudge, do me a favor. He said, man, I know he said, man, you got to get all this stuff. And he said, I tell you what, give me $50,000. I'll be back in 30 days and I'll have everything you need. I would have been ahead to take him up on that offer.
and just do it.
and just done that.
Yeah.
Really so.
I know I would have, but I always thought that was a great quote. But the horse business, there's a lot of money. If you can get in it, there's a lot of money in it. Like you can trade around. There's a lot of cash flow in that business. As far as horses, I mean, the insurance on. Every horse has insurance. I mean, the trainers are cash flow and good money. I mean, the deals like they do. That's a different. I mean, it's not just owning a horse.
Right.
These things are major investments for
It's
them.
a huge community that affects a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah, big time. And Beth has. So let's talk about Henderson's Arena. So I mean, one of the reasons why it's hard for me to get out of the horse business is because the Hendersons have made this so damn easy.
It's right there.
It's right here
For me.
Yeah.
I don't have to go. I mean, because there's people coming from all over. I mean, you've had people from all over the world come here to show.
Yes, we have.
And like you're talking 8 miles from downtown, from right here, probably 8 miles. This goes on,
yeah.
and I mean, she'll have thousands of people out there every weekend.
Yes.
And so tell us what was the original goal whenever you guys built?
Yeah,
that?
I would love to hear the story and progression of how it got to where it is, where you have people from all over the world coming. And it started with this trailer on 776.
Yeah.
So my father just started out trading horses, and when somebody bought a horse, they needed a halter, which he got the trailer, and then he built a little barn and started selling from there, and then decided he needed a little bit more, so he built a little tack shop there. Well, as he's building that up, I had started showing horses myself some, and as my parents started going with me, they realized there was a lack of show facilities. So at that time, Roberts Arena in Wilmington was about the only game going.
Winfield wasn't there?
Yeah, Winfield probably was. Yes. Winfield, Roberts, and then you went to county fairs. So they decided to build a place, and it's just grown as they've built it. It started out with just 60 stalls, one indoor arena. We built the makeup pen
Is that
to
what
it.
it started with?
Yep, 60 stalls.
Which one? Barn 1?
Barn 1 and Barn 2. Each of those have 30 stalls. And I can remember we were literally still hammering nails when horses started coming for that first event because we were not ready.
Did you have the makeup pen in?
No, not then.
Not then.
Actually, our very first event had to be in the outdoor pen because the arena wasn't even finished.
What year was that?
94.
94.
June of 94.
So what you're telling me is there was a need
yes.
in that niche space for.
Yeah. Our very first event was an NHRA reining show, and they had.
94.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know they did that here in 94.
Yes. She's a Dun Dry was the first horse to ever step in there. She was an NRHA world champion and the first reiner I ever rode myself. Sean had her. And
Isn't there a story behind that with like your dad in a stall? Like reiners were the first people here.
yep.
Or
So we
something.
have a stall chart. We have a
Yeah.
little card on that stall that she went into because it was like the only one actually hammered together at that time.
Yeah.
But then they didn't stop. They just kept growing and kept coming, and we just kept adding more barns.
So you say they kept growing, kept coming. So in that world, and it took me a minute to figure this out. You'll have like your affiliates. So like you'll have like it's almost like you'll have a group, like a head group, like a NFL.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like all these little like semi-pro teams.
And we're talking about like NHRA.
No, NRHA, National
NRHA,
Reining Horse
yeah,
Association.
yeah.
So, and this is all styles of riding. So you'll have Western Pleasure, which is what she started in, which is like your county fair stuff. And then that goes on and on and on up all the way up through the ranks.
So every weekend is really a different type of
Yeah.
horse, a different type of event.
Same as football, hockey.
Sure.
Still people, still horses.
Yeah.
Totally different event.
Yeah. So how did you guys go about soliciting these organizations or whatever to come here? Like how did
I really
you
don't remember. I just remember they came. My dad
Well,
said
you weren't born yet.
you build it and they come, and
Yeah,
they really did.
you build it and they will come.
You build something a little better than they were using. And because I remember I went with my mom to one of those reining shows, and it was down at someone's farm, his own farm in Kentucky. You know, they didn't have any stalls.
But reining wasn't a big thing back then either.
Not near what it is today. No. No.
Yeah. That sport itself has just
I actually used to make fun of them back then because I showed the pleasure horses,
Yeah.
and we had really pretty silver saddles, and they don't even like clean their saddles before they come to the horse show.
What is reining?
What's
Give me
happening
a breakdown. Reining.
The,
What is it?
the stuff where you slide and stop.
Oh,
and they
okay.
spin really fast.
Yeah,
So there's
okay.
this huge adrenaline rush with the horse. It's an amazing. I mean, these horses are so talented to be
Yeah.
able to do this.
Yeah.
And now they've put so
Athletic.
much money into the event. It's I don't want to say it's overpowering the reining, but there's a lot of the pleasure horses that have switched over to that event, and it's just a super, super cool deal.
And It's raised the value of those.
Yes,
things big time.
yes, it has very much so. And
But the training that goes into that is probably incredible. I mean,
they don't show until they're 3 years old, and really not broke probably until they're 5 years.
Do you know
old.
how that works with like fraternities and derbies and things?
no.
Explain it to me.
So a 3-year-old year is their fraternity year, and typically there's a lot of money added into those, but it's kind of all of your babies getting to showcase.
Okay.
And then once they get past that fraternity year, they go into their derby years. But like the NRHA
Kentucky
fraternity,
Derby.
Yeah, right.
the main one is held out in Oklahoma City, and I think the winner got a check for $275,000 this year.
Wow.
Yes.
The winning rider. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's an obscene amount of money goes into these things. And you'll go to the stands, and there's not that many people there.
No.
But it's like an interior
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe it. But, there's a lot of money in the works, but it's not at the gate.
No, we don't do spectators, which made us, we were able to continue to show and so forth during COVID because we're all in our barns, we're all in our campers, and we're riding our horses, and our friends don't necessarily come to watch us, I guess.
Right,
But we were able to still have our shows and everything last year. So
You had probably one of the banner years. That ranch horse show I went to was, Jesus.
that show ran from 8 a.m.
Till 5 a.m.
to 4:55 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
And then they started back up at 8 a.m.
Think of your judges and your announcers. It's the same ones. It's not like they switch
They were
out.
fried.
I bet.
Yeah.
My
I think
goodness.
the last one I did with them went till 1 or something like that.
We had a reining horse show on Sunday. I was in the makeup pen, and they handed the judges the sheets for the last class. And these guys were like, "Whew, finally!" At like 8 p.m., there's 80 horses. They left Monday morning at 8 or at 1 a.m. Monday morning from that event.
Wow.
They can be. It's a very intense deal. I went at it the wrong way. I went at it like a party. Whenever I did it,
Yes.
I was just there to party.
He was fun.
Yeah. You were just enjoying it.
And I wish that I would have went back and taken my horse part of it more serious.
Okay.
I really didn't.
Well, it didn't help that you had met the one crowd that he got into. There were a few of those guys, and good-hearted, great
Oh my God, they were
guys, but,
fun.
whew,
We
Savages.
You know who you are if you're listening.
Yeah. Savage.
I mean, we literally took a Freightliner one night and did donuts in the parking
I
lot.
brought a Freightliner to town.
Wow.
Straight down 32.
Oh my.
I don't know how. All I know is I brought it to Dakota's.
Yeah.
And I remember people looking at me whenever I jumped out that I knew, and they were like,
Wait a minute.
"That truck says Bone Daddy on the side."
Oh my.
Like, and
That's
I'm
the
like-
gentleman I met.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
Yeah, and then we went back to your place, and we started doing donuts about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
In the Freightliner.
And Bone Daddy was probably the driver.
Yeah, I wasn't
yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
I think I still have that video somewhere.
You know Bone Daddy as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was a very fun year. That was. I had a live band out there one time during it wasn't a fraternity. It was a freestyle.
Yep.
So they did like this freestyle show, and like everybody had to have a theme, and I had a live band that played the music behind the horse.
Okay,
And then you
cool.
perform the horse to the music.
To the music,
Yeah,
yeah,
cool,
and it was
cool.
pretty cool. She does rodeos. I mean, they do everything.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's
Mounted
all these
shooting.
well, and tell me this, Beth. Like, how many of these different genres do you compete in?
I just do the reining myself, which is probably why I talk about it the most.
Okay.
Reigning's like the figure skating
Yes.
of. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't that what they
Yes.
say on TV? The
Yes,
figure-
it is, actually.
Something like
Yeah.
that. I was like, I didn't make
Yeah.
that. It's fast. You've got to be very athletic.
But you have to be very precise.
Yep. Yeah. Your horse has to be really good. And I mean,
How many hours a week do you have to spend on horseback doing training with that?
The years that I did extremely well, I was fortunate enough to ride with some guys that were around here, and I was fortunate enough to be able to leave my job to go and train at it. And I would
left
ride.
school? You left school, didn't you? You didn't even. I mean, I know you finished school, but like I can remember freshman year we had science class together, and you were there like 4 days.
Oh yeah. Mondays and Fridays were tough for me because I would leave early on Fridays to go to the horse show, and then Mondays, like we might be still getting dropped off from hauling in from Mississippi or somewhere.
Yeah, well, you had to have a tutor then or something. Yeah.
Luckily, the principal was very okay with it. But yeah, I did miss a lot of school for it.
So who were those guys you first started riding with? Was that?
When I was very young, I rode with a guy named Junior Sheltman. He was local, the Lucasville area. And then I moved and I rode with Brent Tincher. He was over in Oxford, Ohio, which is where I met my husband. And then I rode with Ty Karen.
We got to get Ben on here. Ben's getting
Yeah. Has was Ben a Miami guy?
Yeah, he went to school there.
Yeah.
He and his siblings both, they all three went to Miami.
Okay. Ben would fit in with Chad and I.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
Ben
Yeah, where is this Ben?
He's working.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So from then on, where'd you go? So you Junior Sheltman and the
Tinchers. And then I rode with Ty and Karen Hornick for my last years of youth.
So then did you get out of the pleasure world?
I did.
And then what'd you do?
Took like a couple years off, and then I started the reining. My mom had a horse that she had in training, and I thought, well, that could be fun. So I started riding with Don Boyd, and Don, within the reining world, is a famous coach. He actually spends half his time now as a coach flying overseas and teaching the Europeans.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a fantastic coach to start with.
Now, do people hire riders for this?
Absolutely. So the last horse...
Well, you got trainers, but then
they're professionals.
Like, is there somebody like let's say I own a horse
Lots of people
that I want to compete in the reining, but I'm a 300-pound fat ass.
Yeah,
I can't do it, so I
buy a horse.
I get like somebody, and that trainer would be the one that would ride it?
Yep, there's a lot of people that do that. So they would have it at their place. They have a whole barn full of them. They care for them. They train them. They prep them. They go show them. The last horse...
Somebody else pays for them.
Yep, you just get the monthly bill every month and cut a check. I was fortunate enough to have a really nice horse here of late, and I had a guy show him, and we actually took him to the World Equestrian Games, which is really big deal. It's like it's the
nice
off years of the Olympics.
Okay.
So everyone that would have gone to the Olympics goes to what they call the World Equestrian Games.
Okay.
Our Western division isn't a part of the Olympics, but we were with the World Equestrian Games. And a couple years ago,
to like the Western, like, are they doing like the steeplechase kind of thing, or
no? And this is just the reining. So just the division that I do is the only one that has been approved for the FEI for that.
Okay.
But they were held in Tryon, North Carolina.
Okay.
And the trainer that I had is actually from Germany. So we rode on the German team, which was amazing. Those guys love them. But we actually ended up getting a bronze medal there. So,
awesome.
Yeah, it was.
And you weren't the one riding.
Oh, no.
You
no.
had the trainer.
Ben and I were.
Kiwi?
Huh?
This is Kiwi. Right?
Yes, it was Kiwi.
Yeah.
Ben and I hit the Bloody Mary bar, and we just sat and watched them.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
So not only do you have Henderson's, but this is another pro about entering this horse world if you are from around this area. Quarter Horse Congress
oh my goodness,
is 80 miles from us, and it's the largest horse show on the planet, right?
Yes, it is. They draw somewhere.
I know it grosses around 700 million.
Yes, it's crazy. Like,
wow.
Columbus lost out last year when they canceled that.
Franklin County brings in $700 million of taxable.
Where do
dollars.
they host that? Where's the
State
Fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds. Okay.
It's 40 days.
Yeah, it's a whole month. It's a whole month long. They have a extraordinary retail event along with it.
Yeah.
And
do you participate in that?
I have, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You do good up there. So there you
have a couple trophies.
Yeah.
Oh, just a couple. So you're going to play the humble game then?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the store being up there.
Actually, I don't do the store there because during that time frame we have so much going on at the arena. So almost before every event goes up there, they have kind of a practice run, and they have a practice show so they can kind of get their horses tuned up.
And they do
And
this
they're
here.
all huge events here.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, the last couple of years, we've been blessed to have a portion of the Congress right here in Jackson,
Yeah.
Ohio.
So they'll hold.
Awesome.
It's like I don't want to say overflow,
It-
but essentially kind
we,
of.
we
is.
really do overflow.
Well, but it's kind of like the Congress overflow. Like
Yes, it
they
is.
move, especially like their sorting event, right?
Yes, it is.
So they'll move some of that down here.
Oh,
Well, so you'll go out there
we have that in Jackson County.
in Jackson,
Awesome.
Ohio.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl of that sport
yeah.
is held right here.
Yep.
So
And
you'll go.
so there's people from all over the world.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll go through and get license plates every once in a while, and you have Tennessee, Texas, Oklahoma, Illinois, all the way over to Maine, down to Florida.
And there'll also be 700 cows there.
A day.
A day. Come out there.
Wow. Okay.
So like whenever I was doing the horse show stuff, I would broker those cows locally. So we would bring, I forget how many it was.
And there
100.
again, that's just another part of the community that
Yeah.
it's a huge.
Huge piece. Yeah.
So
It
there's
touches
a
a lot
lot
of
of
people.
lot of people that
Lot of
are into
money.
horses also have livestock.
No, these people. No, I would go to like somebody like Sonny,
Uh-huh.
and so he would supply our cows for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
We
I
would-
see what
we
you're
would
saying.
rent
I
his
see what you're
cows by
saying.
the
Yeah,
head
yeah, so
and
that
like-
you can
yeah.
rope them and do different things.
Well,
like
yeah,
He'd try to.
yeah, I tried to,
yeah,
chase them mainly.
yeah. Yeah.
But yes, there was just so many people, and I mean the gas stations that get benefit from Henderson's arena, because everybody coming and going. I mean, I know Clark's does, and
Yep.
what's crazy is Clark's he's big in your world too.
Yeah, so Rick Clark, that owns Clark's Pump and Shop, was actually one of our past presidents of the National Reining Horse Association.
And he owns the BP right there on the highway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
Small world.
it is. It's a small world. The local dealerships, as far as car dealerships, they see some benefit out of this.
Yeah, I typically will send a message to the restaurants around here. Hey, we have this event coming in. Like, get prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even me. I mean, you've affected my business tremendously out there. I mean, referring me stuff. I probably would have starved to death at least my first 2 years if it hadn't been for you referring me stuff. I mean, I was writing horse farms.
Yeah,
all
I
over
remember.
The country.
I remember you were
And,
big in the farm stuff.
And that was all from Henderson's. I mean, it amazes me. Let's talk about this. You'll be able to touch on this. They used to talk about like the dollars that you would get from like the Board of Tourism.
Yep.
So like how do you jump into that puzzle?
I will have to say, and I hate to say this, but it's something my mother always did. But I know there was always like a survey she'd do, and probably haven't been as active into the community on a day-to-day busy.
I don't know that you need to be.
But it's supposed to be a bed tax that you bring into the county. There's always a form or whatnot, but
PBR. So it's a bed tax,
yes.
and then you would turn in basically how would you qualify for that?
I am not really for sure. I know she would always write them a letter, kind of stating, what all we brought in, or how many events we had, how many horses we had, this or that.
Yeah, a survey style deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I can't think of
Thank
any.
you, sir.
Thank you, Todd. You want one? You need another beer?
Oh, I have a second
You
one.
have a
Here.
second?
Thanks.
I can't think of. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with this area, and I don't know of anybody that brings in the amount of people you do.
We bring in our fair share, that's for sure.
Even right now, I mean, you've got these dirt bike races going on out there. What's that called? Fast tracks.
The fast tracks, yes.
So that
See, that's the other thing. I mean, outside of horses, like you guys are having motocross events out there,
Rodeos.
rodeos. I mean,
the rodeo circuit's pretty big.
Yeah, well, we usually pack the house. Obviously, last year that was the one event that we did not do due to everything. But
what,
do the
what will
circus?
the arena
We
hold?
did not.
What will the arena hold?
About 2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it'll also hold about 8,000 if you sit them inside the dirt. I've done this math.
He has.
It'll hold about.
If you go to the infield or something. Okay.
So it's 2,500 in the bleachers, and
Yep.
you can get about another 5,400 in the dirt.
Okay.
And that's if you line out like the chairs,
Yeah.
in the dirt.
Yeah.
So it's how many acres is that facility?
10 acres that it sits on.
Is that what that is? 10 acres. How many stalls? 266.
266.
Yep.
Good job.
Wow.
So you could fit up to 260, and there's been more horses than that on the grounds.
Yeah, because there are some events like they don't necessarily rent the stalls if it's just a one-day event and they'll tie to the trailer. So we've had 400 or 500 horses, on a day.
Yep.
And then you usually think one horse, you have two people that come.
Sure.
So that's what we have coming in on some weekends.
Well, then do you have an area where they can camp?
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you have
so,
how many camp spots?
I don't 50 to 70.
Didn't our girl Angie end up out there? Skinner?
Angie Skinner?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
She was
we
on
got
the
to have
show.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We had
Shout
Angie.
out Skinner Roundup.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Skinner.
Yeah. Did you know who they were?
I did not. I had to Google it. I hate to say that.
The
but,
gunslinger, man. Yeah.
super, super sweet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna embarrass them in pickleball, but
Yeah. Her and that she wants to team up with Belina Cooper and then try to go against Chad Knight. I mean,
well, no, I think it's gonna be you and Mike Skinner.
well, whoever.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be good. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, Cooper, just get to practicing. Take this opportunity to practice.
Yeah, you got an extra year, so
COVID saved you.
start swinging a racket. Yeah.
So now let's talk about so you guys have this for 20 years, roughly 18 years, something like that, and then you always had the tack shop.
Right. Well, and I mean, the fun thing is you get to meet so many people. Like, I love the people that come in there and the relationships we've built. Like, Mel Blunt he used to come every weekend.
Yeah, he played for
Pittsburgh Steelers,
yeah.
man.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Big horse guy.
Big horse guy.
Our buddy,
But you would never know it. Like, he just fit in there with everybody else and
yeah.
just.
Oh yeah.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
Terry Bradshaw's big into the pleasure world.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's into yearlings, isn't he?
He's into
Halter
the
bred.
halter horses, but
Yeah.
his daughter also married a pleasure trainer. So.
Really?
Okay, now when you guys are saying pleasure, give me just the simple differences between rain and
Texas
pleasure.
versus New York.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So rain a little classier.
No,
No, the
Raining's
ple-
a little bit more western, a little bit
more
more
You
Western.
have
cowboy.
to ride
Okay.
a little bit better. Like a pleasure horse, like anybody could just kind of go on and sit and be pretty and,
Okay.
and have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And older people that have like a lot of injuries or whatnot, they could jump on one and go be competitive and have fun. Where
Okay.
the others are a little bit more strenuous. Like
more intense.
the other day, I saw Senator Paul Bailey. He had a huge dump in Fort Worth the other day. Broke both his wrists, leg. Rolled over chasing one of those cows. But Senator Paul Bailey's been at our place several times.
Yeah.
So it's fun, the different people that come to Jackson because of it.
Oh yeah, and I mean Johnny Airwood, he's a cutter. You know Johnny? Have you ever met my buddy John? So all he does, he's strictly him and the cow. Okay. So Beth, it's her in the arena.
Right.
So then I did, back whenever I was showing, I did reining cow. So I would do what she did, and then I would chase a cow. So I kind of did a little hybrid between the both.
He tried
of
to
them.
do what I did.
I tried to do what she did. Yeah, I
Now,
could
have
do
you
it.
done that before?
I
done it.
have.
You've played with it.
I did like the boxing. I didn't ever go down the fence.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing this year with
Ben
Sweetie.
wants to go down the
I'm
fence
going
too.
down the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've said it on TV now. I got to do it.
Yeah.
It'd be like a head on. It'd be like playing chicken with a cow, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
No interest.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
I'd be way too scared to get up there and do that.
No,
I'd like to watch it.
I'm going. If I got the right horse, I think I can do it.
Yeah.
I think I can do it. You may watch me just get my ass just really in a pickle.
Make
Sounds
sure
like-
I'm there.
Like, do you guys have a lot of injuries out there?
Can be.
Yep.
I mean, so is there always like emergency squads on hand and stuff, or?
Big events.
We actually do have a helipad there.
Yeah.
And not only for our event, but we are on, the western end of Jackson County.
Sure.
And we
so
also
you guys probably
service.
use that. Yeah.
They had asked if they could put it there. I forget which place they paid for it, but we've had several injuries from the highway,
Sure.
from the locals. It has been used, but we've used it for some of ours as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Brian Delaney got dragged
Dangerous.
around
Oh,
there
I
one
know.
time.
I've heard
Oh,
that
I
story.
remember that. That was bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
I've heard that story.
Yep, I've never taken any dumps in at your place. I've taken several dumps, but not during a show. Had some close calls,
I
probably.
had one this morning. That ice got me.
Did you take a dump this morning?
I ended up under my
Did
car.
you get dumped this morning? Did you really?
Just getting out of my car. I didn't even get.
Oh, that was not even on a horse.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's danger everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's. I tell you, I've met some of the finest people I've ever met in my life out at Henderson's. I really have.
Yeah.
I've made lifelong friends. I dealt with Arthur Buenteo today.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a great guy, man. He's one of my favorites. You know, Johnny Airwood's turned into one of my best friends. You know, I don't get to see Bone Daddy and his Impressor and those boys as much as I used to, but man, I went out there last summer and I had a picture of it. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And God, just had a great time. That's I want to get back to doing that, and that's, you know, like I was telling you, I can't really find the way to do the.
It's tough.
I can't find this happy medium between getting my son into it and not just totally
diving in completely.
Yeah, and still letting him do baseball, and I know you can do it, but I mean it's hard.
Well, Beth, were you like totally committed to
Yes.
horses? Like you weren't playing sports and stuff like that.
I did nothing else.
Yeah.
I had to make good grades. I kept my grades up, and I rode horses.
Yeah.
I came home from school, I rode, and then the last couple of years of high school, I actually did the post-op, the secondary post-op, so I went to Rio Grande.
Yeah, sure.
But I could
Just to fit your schedule.
I could ride in the mornings, and then I would actually go work in our store, and then I would go to class at night.
So let's talk about your store.
Yes.
I mean, that's
the fun part to
That's
me.
man, you're killing it though, man. You're killing it. I mean, you know, I was telling Chad about it yesterday. I said, you know, whenever you see Mindy, I said, there's a pretty good chance what she's wearing came from Henderson's.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times, you know, Valentine's Day, birthdays, last minute gifts. I mean, what an option it is.
We love guys like you because we're able to just say, here, this is what you need, and you're say, okay. And then everybody's happy.
Yeah. And she now Beth knows Mindy.
Yep.
Knows what she likes to wear.
Knows her sizes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
And I was telling Chad one of the main things, not only women's clothes, you have probably the best boot line south of Columbus that I mean, you've got the biggest Western store south of Columbus.
Yes.
But as far as just casual, like boots like you would like to wear in the wintertime, I mean, you've got, 1,200 square feet of those.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Just nothing but boots.
Well, let's talk about the origin story and how the store started.
So the store actually started there when my dad was trading horses, and they just needed an item here or there. And then when we
Did it start as just tack?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
And then when we bought this other farm to build this arena, it was an old Farron house. And my mom went through and remodeled it and made it into a little Western wear store. And it really took off because
What's a Farron house?
it's where the little baby piggies were raised.
Oh, okay. I never had pigs. I don't know.
It was a hog farm that we bought.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. That was where they raised the piggies in the original Henderson's Western wear?
Yep. So where the carpet is in there, that's where the pits were. And we had to clean all those pits out.
Where would that have been back whenever you had the store? I haven't been in there since you shut the
The
doors.
sides.
The
Like,
sides. Okay.
yeah.
So you'd walk in, and that was the main entrance to the pig barn?
Yeah.
And then you guys basically finished out the rest of it.
Yep.
Wow.
And you did very well out there.
Yes, we did. Hit that point where we're kind of busting at the seams, and we also still had that other store in 776. So I really wanted to consolidate the two because it was a lot of moving back and forth, and it was not very customer friendly for the customers to go to one and then come to the other if they're traveling from afar. So I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago we built that store,
2012?
probably. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So we built it, and it's funny
And
because
so you consolidated the tack business with
yep, we put
the
it
Western
all
wear.
together.
Okay.
And it's huge place.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy saddles. You could buy. I mean, all of my jeans. Most of the clothes that I wear come from your place.
I assume hats, boots.
Yep. And we
I mean,
even do horse feed, gates, trailers, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a round pin from
Yep.
me. That says gates if you need. Just
But then
farm
you
gates.
said also like you've got like toys in there.
Absolutely.
Pocket knives, toys. I mean, you probably have the best selection of pocket knives around too.
We actually just got
Cologne.
a new order of them, so there's a lot of really cool ones.
So I was telling Chad about like the Western. What would you call it? Apparel or Western lifestyle, yeah. And I mean, this is not stuff like you're not going to see like a Nike, but you're going to see like a handcrafted the thing behind the Western lifestyle is most everything is like a
handmade.
I don't want to know if you'd call it handmade, more of a
For our everyday
American
stuff,
made.
it's
Artisan.
I would totally love to have all American made, but sometimes it's just not feasible because it is so expensive.
Sure.
Because there's so much time that goes into them. But they're definitely unique. We do have a lot of American handmade stuff in there, but it is this lifestyle that you live.
You know, it's been hard to, like, you know, now that Gibson's into sports, and it's hard to, even in your closet, it's hard to blend those two. Like I'm either all into that or not. You know, now I love their stuff, but you either got like with that style, and you don't have to wear it like, you know, it doesn't have to be like so dominant, but sometimes it is. But I mean, you have everything from sweatshirts to show clothes to everything.
Exotic boots.
Your exotic boot lines. What's those new ones? The fish
boots. Yeah,
people love those, don't they?
Fish boots.
So
yes.
they'll never go bad.
They're actually from the Amazon, I do believe. They're a fish boot. They're a really tough hide, and
What kind
super
of fish
cool looking.
are they made out of?
Different.
You know, I'm gonna have to Google that one. I knew at one point in time. It's a really wild.
They make. I've got a pair of
fish.
kangaroos. What's the most exotic you've ever owned?
Say exotic, probably just because they're semi-endangered. I have a pair of elephants right now. I have a pair of gators. Ostrich. I love my ostrich boots. They're my favorite. They're always my go-tos.
The black ones that you wear, are those ostrich?
Oh, I have a couple
Yeah,
pairs.
you got a couple. I know there was one pair you always wore. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they had that because you showed me that.
I've got a collection.
That's how you taught me about twills.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the full twill versus
Quill.
or quill.
Yep,
Yeah.
full quill. Yep.
That's. I remember those boots are the ones you taught me that with.
They're definitely my favorite because they wear great and they're super comfortable.
And you've got boots out there from $79.99
Absolutely.
to you know, what's probably
And
the cheapest pair of boots you have?
I don't know. We
$49.
always have some on sale. Like we have some men's on sale for $50 right now. But one of our best sellers in the store are our Twisted X shoes because they are so comfortable.
You'd love those.
And I even have men just off the street. They're like, I've heard about this shoe. I have foot problems.
Most comfortable casual shoe I've ever.
And they'll come back the next week and buy another pair because it really did help them.
Are you doing the Hey Dudes?
I am trying to get a dealership. They are stingy with those right now.
Are they?
Yes.
It's hot.
I've been trying.
Yeah. It's you would love the Twisted X, what they call barn shoe.
Yeah.
It's an all leather. Think of like an oversized is not boat shoe.
Yeah, they have some boot shoes. Their original one was a driving mock, and the concept behind it started, so you have these rodeo guys. They ride their bull, they take their chaps off, they take their boots off, they throw these shoes on, and they drive to the next rodeo.
Right.
They need something comfortable to go.
And you can't drive. It's hard to drive.
So they're like slip-ons?
Some of them are, some of them tie. Even my tie ones, I kind of have them to where I just slip them on, I just leave them tied.
I got to check that out, dude.
Oh, yeah, you'd love them. You'd love them. You got
Break time.
Chad's got a squirrel bladder.
Yeah.
He's got a squirrel bladder.
Sorry.
Unless you got pee. You got pee?
I'm
We'll
good.
carry on, and then Chad will come
Oh,
back.
okay.
Yeah. But, you know, like I said, I've always thought Chad would appreciate the craftsmanship. He's into, like, you know, he likes handmade cigars.
Oh,
he
yes,
likes,
he would definitely love
He
it
likes, you
then.
know, real rare whiskeys. And your store is full of, I don't want to say rare, but like unique stuff all over the place.
And especially once you get into that tack line and you
Oh,
really
yeah.
look into these like braided Rommel reins that are absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
hand done. I can't imagine the time and patience it takes to do those.
Yeah.
And some of the bit work,
Oh, yeah.
the welding that goes into them.
Isn't Ben doing some of that? Wasn't Ben doing
He
that?
is. Yes, he's doing a really good job with it. He just needs some more time to do some more.
Yeah, I just freed up some time. I hope he gets it because it's been liberating for me. I feel like a brand new man.
I think we're going to get there. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I hope you do, man. I tell you, I might work myself into a frenzy. I think so. I'm
We all
happy.
get to that point.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes on there at our place, and it hit me a few years ago. That's for sure.
Yeah, boy, you do. You've got a lot, and you know, you're dealing with the public, and dealing with the public a lot of times can be just a very draining thing.
In that website, and like I'm almost, on call 24/7. There's like this little chat now at the bottom of the website, and I have this like, should I delete it? Should I not?
That's you?
That all goes.
Get on there, everybody. Chat it up.
There are some questions that I do
you
get.
know who you're talking to?
No. Well, sometimes if they are an existing customer, their name will come up. If they're not,
so like I could get on there and start messing with you.
well, sometimes I'll ask Josh. I'm like, "Are you messing with me today?" Because this is a really dumb question.
Is it Josh?
No, not
Josh?
usually. But there's just a lot of
I can imagine women's clothing. Woo, son.
like today. I have this item. I want to exchange it. How do I do that? And I asked him. I'm like, "Did you get this?" Because in every little box we do a little brown envelope, and within that envelope, it has an invitation to like our Facebook, our texting service, kind of all that marketing stuff that we do. It also has a packing slip in it, and it has a return exchange form. And then even to make this super simple, there is a return label in there, and it's all in this little envelope. Super easy.
Super easy.
So I'm like, "Did you get the envelope?" She goes, "Yeah, there was one in there." I'm like, "Open it up." And that's how you do it.
Yeah,
But,
you can't.
yeah.
I learned that over the past couple of years. You just can't make them. You can't make them all happy.
Yes,
Make them all.
You can lead a horse to water.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't make them drink.
I'd say Beth could probably figure out a way to make it drink. If she couldn't, her dad could.
Yeah, my dad is the.
Your
kinda
dad's
king
the
of
guru,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a football coach one time say, "Well, just run that son of a bitch around the barn about 50 times, and he'll drink."
The horses that I can't catch, by golly, they stay out there.
Yeah.
And there is at some point in time they want to be caught.
That's right. They changed their mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that I tell you, I've learned a lot from your dad and your mom.
Yeah.
I mean, had some our buddy JKR was a staple out
Oh,
there for
buddy.
a while, and
AKA Cowboy Barbie is what we.
JKR, cowboy never rides horses.
Oh, he's not a horse rider. Huh?
No. He knows the bull riding stuff. He knows that world. He doesn't ride.
He
bulls.
pulls the gate.
He pulls, but
He
he
pulls
knows
the gate.
and he knows that world.
He's a fixture out there, isn't he?
He used to be,
Used to be,
yes.
Yeah, he's not out there anymore.
I really wish I would have been kind of, I would say, smart enough, but I wish I would have gotten into.
Did you hear that?
That was my leg.
Oh, I was like, what was it?
The whole social
Ghosts,
media when I had him, because he could have been he could have been Del Brigsby.
No question.
And I am
In
so
my mind.
mad at myself for not cashing in on that. I did not use him at what he was meant to be.
He is meant to be that.
Yes.
Like he is a funny
Every day,
man.
I am mad at myself for not doing that.
Man, I had some great times with JKR and Ronnie Lee.
So we used to do these horse expos where we would take our store and whatnot, and we would just put him at the front of the booth.
Yeah.
We had every girl in that whole place. I mean, just drooling.
Oh,
over
he's
him.
charming.
Oh,
Yeah.
He'd wear that cowboy hat. Oh my God,
He was
Cowboy
the only
Barbie.
marketing we needed.
Yeah. Beautiful smile, that guy.
Oh, he's got a pretty
Great
smile.
teeth. Yeah.
Him and Bo Kurz, they had a Facebook relationship for a while.
They did. Yeah. Well, I think that they really admire one another.
Do they?
Yeah. They've been good buddies for a long time, and
If you're listening, JKR, we really do love you.
Yeah,
miss
we all
JKR.
came up together, dude. I mean, we're just. I mean, those guys. Everybody was close.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I've noticed about that. Crew.
And JKR's an easy guy to get close to.
oh
dude.
yeah. We need to get him on here. I can talk to JKR.
by golly, we do.
Yeah, we need to
He
get
definitely has some arena stories.
Racer, you're being called out.
You're being called out, Razor.
Yeah, we want you in the hot seat, brother.
What else we need to talk about? Anything? We've talked about the Western wear. So your online sales.
So
How are you doing that? So how are you getting these people?
How long have you, when did you take this thing global?
I've had an online store forever, but it's really been the last couple of years that we built that new store. But within the last 5 years, I actually started this clothing line and for show clothing, because as a store buyer and as an exhibitor, I wasn't finding what I wanted in the marketplace. And I knew my customers weren't either. So I literally started knocking on doors locally, asking people if they could sew. And I'm like, I have this idea.
Yeah.
So I found a girl, and she's been sewing for me ever since. Her sister sews for me, her niece sews for me, And now I even have a manufacturing plant in Texas that sews for me.
Wow.
And probably because I'm the only one that makes it, that world...
These are show clothes, right?
Yep.
Yep.
That world, I just really took off for me.
Yeah. So like these show shirts, like let's say, so are you doing this for rain? You're doing this for any show.
Yep.
Any show, anything that you really want to show in. But this is pretty high advanced stuff. So give me a ballpark price of a show shirt.
You know, and that was the other thing too. Like I truly made it for my customers. So I made it for my mom that had a child locally to be able to go to the county fair or go somewhere else. So really my price is $250 and under, which is extremely reasonable within our world.
So we're not looking at like prom dresses here or something. Yeah,
No. Made in USA.
Handmade.
Handmade in the USA, and they're all very limited styles, so there's not going to be like this mass production that you see everywhere you go.
And everybody, like, there'll be people with the same outfit on and stuff.
Right.
There won't be another one.
Now, do you have a custom piece to this? Like if somebody says, hey, Beth, this is really what I want.
At one point in time I did, and I will have to say, like, we're too busy catching up with everything else right now. I don't have the time for it. I would love to be able to do it, but it's just time permitting at the moment.
Well, and that's a tough genre to get into.
Yeah.
Anything custom.
And I mean, with the fashion world, with any fashion world, like, it's changing. Like, I'm already behind on next season's designs, if you will.
Yeah. And like she does this, and I don't know if you could do this with shirts, but like we were talking about that handcrafted aspect of this thing.
Sure.
So like the boots that I buy off of Beth, all my cowboy boots came from Beth.
I design all those.
You didn't.
Well, maybe not all of them. I do all the ABs.
Yeah, you design
all the ABs
ABs
that I get in the store. I personally design.
So I have 2 pairs of Rios, and I have 3 pairs of ABs.
Yeah, he's a boot snob like I am.
And
That's the good ones.
Yeah. I have 2 pairs of ABs and 1 pair of Twisted X. Man, those Twisted X I got. Those some bitches.
So they make
so
boots
durable.
too?
Huh?
The Twisted X makes boots too?
Those are the boots that I wear up here all the time.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
wearing them tonight because of snow, but I usually wear them every time I'm up here. Those boots I bought off of Beth. Those boots are probably a $3.99, $4.99 boot, and you had them. They were an X out, and I bought them off of you for $79.99.
Yep. So I love to find specials.
Yeah, so she'll take like the blemished ones, and she'll put those on rack, and they won't even have the size a lot of times.
So those ones are actually salesman samples where the company gives you a left one and you a right one, and then at the end of the season they put them back together.
Okay.
And I will buy them all up.
Yeah.
There's some not so great ones in the bunch, but there's some really good ones as well.
Oh,
and
man.
my customers love them because they get a heck of a deal.
So the Anderson beans, those, I mean, I didn't give $79.99 for those, but I can send those things back lifetime, and they'll rebuild.
So if they ever fail.
No, they don't even have to fail. I can send them back and just say, redo
new
this.
sole. Yeah.
And I can.
So they do such a good job. There's that black pair that I had I loved. I kept telling my girls, I said, this boot, like, I should have had this back. They said that I had it back. It looked so good when it came back. My girls put it on the shelf as a new one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a pair of boots one time. It was Matt's.
Yeah.
And
his
heels were like turned like completely, and like the whole boot had just like broke down.
I
and rolled
honestly
over.
thought there was no hope for those.
Yeah, and he got those things back, and they look like brand new ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
So you basically buy 1 pair of boots for the rest of your
But
life.
that's
so
where
you buy those and then like there's no cost.
yeah,
You'll have a
you
little bit
do,
of cost.
but it's definitely not like
Buying
buying
a
a
pair of
whole new
boots.
pair.
Yeah. Yeah. And then whenever you get them in, you've heard the saying, there's nothing more comfortable than a pair of broken cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah.
still broke in.
Oh, okay. So they're not like,
Your soul's still in there.
Yeah.
They're just rebuilding everything around
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know,
Wow.
new stitching, new everything. It's
Yeah.
I don't regret any of my Western purchases.
Well, what does a guy, like me, not a cowboy, okay, but I mean, it'd be nice to have a pair of those kind of boots in your repertoire. You know, I mean, you throw it out there occasionally. Like I like those ones you wear up here, stuff like that. Like, what would you recommend for the guy that is not a cowboy, but wants a
Hell,
good
there's
pair
people
of boots?
running around all over the world that aren't cowboys wearing cowboy boots.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
99% of people.
And
that see
I mean,
boots
I'd like to have a pair. I mean, I don't know how many. I
Go see
doubt
Beth.
I doubt I'd wear them out.
Go see
you
Beth.
know?
She's got so many. There's so many great ones. I don't know how you could pick that. do you?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different styles. Like Ariat's probably one of our most popular styles. I love the horsepowers, which are
My next one, reptiles.
yeah. We can do
I'm
that.
going to get the fish.
Yeah.
The scaly ones.
I have some in stock.
I do. You got 12s.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Usually you do. But, these things, they literally
Well,
look
you
like
guys have me intrigued with these. What do you call
exotics.
them? The X
Twisted
The
X.
Twisted X.
Twisted X shoes.
Yeah, super fun.
Oh yeah, start off with those.
Shoes, and then are there also they make boots as well?
Yep.
Okay.
They even make like work boots, steel-toed
You
boots.
you sell work boots and steel-toed boots. You sell Red Wings. What do you sell?
We don't. We did. Most of the work boots we sell are the Twisted X or the Justin or Dan Post.
Your Wrangler selection's tight too. Have you got into the?
Oh, we finally got some back in today.
I love
we've
the
been-
Wrangler retros.
Yeah. Everything this past year was tough because places weren't shipping where they got shut down.
Yeah.
It was a tough year.
Have you got into the Wrangler like the khaki version? Not the khaki, but like the brown ones. I like those.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Do that if you can.
My girls are loving that trouser look though, kind of that vintage 70s look.
Yeah.
Super
I don't
hot.
know what you mean.
Like with the bigger bottoms. Not a bell bottom, but a
Boot
big
cut.
wide.
I'm talking about like the brown Dickie. Like Chad likes that Duluth trading stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, like the green pants.
like this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And
No, I don't stock those. We can get them, but we don't stock 'em.
Wranglers, they came out with a line of that, and I bought one pair at TSC just to
Yeah.
wear, and I liked them. I was like, man, these are comfortable. So I would dive into those. I like those. But my
So
Wrangler
how,
retros.
how many employees do you have, Beth?
So we have myself, and I have one other full time, and then a handful of part timers that come in,
Okay.
and that's for the store itself.
Right. what about
She hadn't even talked about
Henderson's?
feed.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
got a whole
like,
feed store out there too.
Yeah, like what about Henderson Arena,
Complex.
the whole complex? How many people are you employing in Jackson County?
15 probably.
Probably 8 on a day-to-day basis, and then it will go and fluctuate with the season. Up
Well,
to
and then
the-
like when you have events, I'm sure
Now.
that's
Yes.
awesome.
Now let's go back to the arena. There's also something that if you are from Jackson, you know all about, and that is the kitchen.
Oh yes. So we have Miss Joyce.
Oh,
she is,
Miss Joyce.
Miss
Chad and
Joyce.
Miss Joyce. I mean, I can see Chad
Who
stumbling
is
up
this
to this.
Miss Joyce?
I can see
Joyce
Chad.
has been with us for 39
I bet she's
years
got a
now.
ladle as big as my head.
Oh,
She has my grandmother's cast iron skillet
Oh.
that she fries the chicken in, like
best
one at a
fried
time.
chicken you've ever had in your life.
So like, is this sold like concession
Yep.
type
Yes.
stuff?
She rolls her own noodles out. She
So
rolls.
concession stand food is like chicken noodles and
She
stuff like
rolls her
Fried
pie
chicken.
crust.
Oh my!
Like I'm talking. It's not like KFC. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
legit.
Meatloaf,
Home cooked.
home cooked.
So like, you're not going up there buying a hot dog, a pack of M&Ms, and a Coke.
I'm disappointed
you
when people
can.
do.
You
I mean,
can.
It's offered.
I mean, she's got a full-blown concession stand, but you can
Yeah.
also get peanut butter pie.
You can also
Oh,
call
my.
ahead and say, that strawberry rhubarb, can you just put me back too?
And she'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my!
and they've got a little dining area out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, when people are talking about their accomplishments in these national publications and so forth, and they're like, I spent my year, I traveled here, I traveled there, and then I went to Henderson's, and oh my God, that food was so good.
Yeah. I mean, Joyce's food.
So
is-
like the concession
Everybody,
stand.
yes, and judges, they say, will you hire me? Will you hire me? Because we
Yeah.
want to come and eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like the concession stand, like you can get like homemade,
she pounds out her
homemade
own
chicken
veals.
noodles.
Yeah.
Like her veals.
veal.
I
her
don't-
veals are
yeah.
hand pounded. They're still
How
baked
big is
veal.
the menu at the concession stand?
It's
for
pretty
God's
big.
sake?
Pretty big.
It's like it's like
And
Cracker
there's-
Barrel.
There's a line there.
It's an
for-
extra 5 pounds every season.
Yeah. Yeah.
just what I need.
Speaking of judges, whenever I got into announcing,
Oh, Andy Adams.
oh, I remember Andy Adams. Yes, I remember him. But whenever I got into announcing, and I got to, I was announcing those shows out there, and I got like behind the scenes with like the people behind the show. Got to become great friends with some of these judges. Lance Kingery.
Do these
Yeah.
guys travel all over the United States?
Yeah,
Don't they?
and I mean, just Lance and Robin Gallahan, and what's the other guy's name? Is Jed's.
I don't
You don't know
those
that
guys,
world.
though.
Now, does
Yeah.
like the show or the organization take care of hiring
Yeah,
those
they
folks?
do.
You guys guys don't do that,
Yeah.
right?
But like I was in Florida one day showing my horse, and you do what you call a bit check. So they have this one judge sitting there to make sure that your equipment is legal, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
So, he's like checking me off the list, and he goes, Henderson, Ohio. He goes, the last time I was there, I ate such and such. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to show my horse.
Yeah, come on, dude.
But
I don't want to walk down memory lane here.
That's what the conversation is. Yeah.
You guys got the best chicken in the world.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just like sports, because you'll go from Henderson's to the next one. It's the same people. They're just shifting.
Yeah. Yeah, and so at some places they might have a slice of Domino's pizza and a hot dog with mustard.
Or nothing.
Or nothing. Maybe
Nothing.
not even a bag of Doritos or something. Yeah,
I've been to a couple of those that didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Whew, that's a long. My God, they're going to the middle of the night.
Not all. Of them.
No food. Now, does the concession stand stay open?
In years past, she really did. There was one show I remember, probably in the early 2000s, and it lasted all night long. And my parents, everybody else was tired, so I got to stay there. And it's like 8 a.m., and they are still showing horses.
Oh, my God.
And this one guy comes up, and he orders like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, listen, we have ham and cheese left.
Yeah.
Like, this is all we have left. And he's like, well, this is Henderson's. You always have that. I'm like, I am Henderson today. We only have ham and cheese left.
Well, I am Henderson.
Yeah. How do you like your ham and cheese?
Right.
Yeah. With mustard or without, pal? Yeah.
I know there's been talk that people's tried to get you to open up as like a cafe.
Right.
And I think you could.
I think she could too.
After what I just
Like, I always
So
wanted to.
So how long has Joyce been out there slinging hash, man? I mean,
Long time. Yep. So she actually started out working at that saddle shop up there. My grandmother was ill. She lived with us, and she helped by starting out taking care of her. And then she helped by cleaning the store. And then when we built that arena, she went down there and started cooking.
How long's Kathy been with you?
I don't know. No, I don't think she's been there that long.
So, like, is Joyce one of those full timers you're counting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Like
wouldn't
one of the family.
We wouldn't be what we are without Joyce.
So she's
Joyce
one of the
is awesome.
family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love seeing
awesome.
Joyce. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love to hear about like family-owned small businesses like that, and like people like that they're like your own family.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome.
And that's what I've always gave the Hendersons credit for is they. If you're in the horse business, just like me, I've been in and out of this thing so many times.
Right.
I could show up out there tomorrow and need something, or say, Beth, I got to do something real quick in the arena, and she'd just say, go for it. I mean, they have been so good for that industry in south of Columbus. I mean, you guys.
Well, I mean, you guys. It sounds to me like are a staple.
Oh,
in the horse
yeah.
business, no matter where it is.
If not a mecca,
very
around
well
here.
known. Yeah, I mean, around here, yes, but like it sounds to me like nationally known.
You've had. I know in the reining game, you've had some of the biggest boys on the
Yes, we have.
on the globe here. I mean,
So Beth, tell me, like, obviously you've probably taken an expanded role in the family business as you've gotten older. Now that you're 29, do you look like are you eventually going to be running the show there, the whole thing, or like
much
is
do
this,
now.
or is
I mean,
it,
pretty
or are you doing that now, or like
Did a lot
have
of
your
it,
parents
yes.
kind of stepped back?
Yes.
Okay.
My dad actually, and you will appreciate this. So my parents are like very frugal. They do not spend any money on themselves. So our bucket tractor was in the garage, and he called Joe Russ. Said, Joe, send me a tractor over here. I got to plow my driveway. Joe does. And I think it's still sitting there.
oh, he's going to
I
get
said,
it.
good for you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
They don't spend any money on themselves. I mean,
Okay.
like you would never know that they are. I mean,
Usually when my dad walks in the arena, somebody like asks him if he's the janitor.
yeah, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, are they wanting to kind of slow down?
Yes.
Say, hey, Beth, man, you ready? Go.
Well, they've been doing that with you. You've had that role for a while.
Yes. It's just convincing my mom of that, but yes.
Now, do you have help in that? I mean,
He's getting ready to move here.
Yes.
is that
Ben.
Ben
will help you. Ben will be
Hubby?
good.
Yeah.
Ben's
Yeah.
he's good. Ben's really
He's
good.
been building some equipment for us.
Yep.
It's what he's working on right now. So
It's tough, man. I mean, to manage all that you have to manage out there, and I mean,
Oh, man.
I'm sure, especially I can relate to this now a little bit. Whenever you have an event going on, you were probably a long time before you ever realized that you could leave the property. You just thought you needed to be there. Well, now you're at the point where it pretty well, and a lot of us have been there so much that like I know I could call you and say, hey Beth, they need this. And how many times have we done that with the sound equipment? And you'll say, Pudge, I need you out here.
Actually, yeah, there's a lot of times that he's not there, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with this.
Yeah, and she knows if I'm running the sound,
everything's okay.
Everything's fine. Because
you'll take care of that.
Never had to call her.
I'm pretty sure in October of last year, I might have got 20 hours of sleep though. Like it was, we were intense. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Now, is there a down season?
Right now.
Right now.
Okay, so now is when it's kind of chill.
So we'll start back next month.
Okay.
We have a horse show banquet. My last official event that I'm a part of. I'm putting on the Ranch Horse Association banquet next Saturday.
At Parks.
It was a good time last year.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So then it'll slow down then. Like right now it's slow.
Yes.
Then it'll ramp up next month.
You got 1 week.
What?
Thanksgiving.
Through Thanksgiving.
Okay.
You got 1 week left of slow time. March 1st you'll be back full go. You'll be getting ready for shows.
Through Thanksgiving. Like in November, then it kind of quiets down.
Yeah.
And
after Congress. Congress is the whole month of October at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. They just built a big arena or a big barn.
Yeah, the Ag Center.
They just built that just for the quarter horse.
Okay,
Congress.
so then like after quarter horse, it's kind of
chilled out till March.
Okay.
Yep. Now rodeos will kind of go on a little bit, like right now, because they're typically not in like that type of arena. They're more in like a
right. Yeah.
basketball gym style arena. That's like you'll still have rodeos, and out west they're still showing, probably, aren't they?
Yes.
They're
trying to with the weather.
No downtime out there.
No, not much. Not much.
So a bunch of my friends are getting ready to go to a rain-in show in Florida. Many of them have left just because it's warmer and they want to get out of town right now. But
there's one in Kentucky next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have a horse going, actually.
Do you? How many horses do you own now?
4 and a baby. But some of them are really my dad's too. I don't know. I take care of them, so they're all kind
How
of
old's Trump
do
now?
together. He's 5.
Trump's 5.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't seen him ride. I kind of left whenever you were starting to get him under saddle.
He's the one I think is going to go to Kentucky if they got stalls.
Really? You trying to sell him, or are you going to show him?
It depends on if you ask myself or my husband.
Beth, you will sell anything.
I've been trying to.
So you are you saying that you don't get emotionally attached?
Not necessarily. There's always another one.
There's always another one.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Beth was the first. Can I tell an insurance story?
Yeah.
Beth was my so I'm brand new in the business, brand spanking new. And Beth says, "Pudge, I'm going to Oklahoma." And you said, "Do you do horse insurance?" And I was like, "Yep, I can." Okay.
Didn't know how yet.
I didn't know how. Yeah. So I got out there, and I think we insured that first horse I ever rode. I get out there at 4:00 on Friday afternoon. I bring Beth the application. She pays me in full, fills out the application. I send it in. Sunday, I was showing at your place, and I'm picking up at the end of the night at like 6:00, and I'm in the arena, and I'm helping tear down the cow horse show, and my phone rings and it's you, and you said, "Pudge, they're getting ready to put my horse down. There's been an accident." So my first horse I've ever ridden in my life, the policy's 48 hours old. Okay.
And it's going to pay out.
And
I'm in Oklahoma City.
You're in Oklahoma City. And we paid out, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
And so first horse I ever rode. And so, yeah.
48 hours later.
48 hours later. 48 hours later.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. It's
Well,
just.
I mean, doesn't that tear at your heart, though, when something like
It does. He was a really nice horse.
That one
it
did.
was
You were
it was
upset
really
about that.
unfortunate accident, but I normally do insure him when I go on the road because shit happens.
And you
Yeah,
did
what happened? I mean, if you don't mind me asking.
I had another horse there too, and she kicked him, and she broke every bone in his ankle beyond repair.
And he was a gelding, so he'll never be able to breed.
Yeah, so that's not.
So you weighed the life he would lead, that on a leg that's never going to heal.
Right. Yeah.
And he's
you can't-
young.
And you can't breed him. I mean,
Can't breed him. And you were and you're. I mean, we insured him, but I mean, you covered some costs, but you nowhere
No,
nearly
yeah.
touched what you had in him.
Right.
I mean, nowhere near. But it was a good lesson for me, I think. You know,
Yeah.
and you were attached to your horse as far as that goes. But so going back to Chad's point, do you get attached to them? Yes and no.
Yes and no. Like the one that I had that went to the WEG games, I've had him longer than I've had any others,
That's
and
your boy.
he's near and dear to my heart. I really like my little spook mare. I keep in contact. Like, I made sure she went to a really good home. She still has her. Actually, just yesterday she had a baby.
Oh, my.
You know, I'm in contact with
Spook's got a
her
whiz?
still.
That one?
Yeah.
Huh, how old is she now?
I don't know. She's probably 10 or so,
10 or
maybe
so.
12. No.
And what, guys, I mean, you got to bring me along here. How old do these things, how long do they go?
My buddy
Long
Mark just
time,
lost a
yeah.
horse the other day. I think it was 38.
Yeah,
Yeah.
38, 40 years old, right?
Yeah, that's not a. That's,
I mean, most of them in their 20s, but
20s,
some
okay.
can go longer.
yeah.
Okay.
Now it won't be probably breeding and doing any
Yeah.
of that after a while. You've got some money making years on a horse. It's a very interesting game how they play. Just like that horse. I mean,
So my mom, kind of a long story, sorry, short, but way back when my parents were getting started, they didn't necessarily have a lot of money or whatnot, and my mom found this cute little paint horse. And my dad's like, I do not need a gelding. You do not need this thing. It's going to live here its whole life. I do not want to feed it. She bought it anyways, and she said, I'm going to make this thing make money. So she sent this idea to a guy named Peter Stone. And at that time, Peter Stone was just starting out making toy models of horses.
Yeah, this is a great story.
And she said, I have a really pretty horse I'd like you to make a replica of. He goes, you know, I don't do that. I just do kind of a generic horse for kids to play with. He said, I tell you what, though. I have this base model. I will paint it to look like your horse, sell you those. You do all the marketing. I don't want any part of it. She says, okay, I'll take that deal. So she bought into it, and his name was Sam I Am. So he was the only, and his company became Breyer Horses. And anybody that's had a little kid,
You ever go to Tractor Supply and as you're checking out and there's like collectible
Yes,
horses?
absolutely,
Those are
yes.
Breyer horses.
Okay.
it became a
Global.
household name.
Yeah, in the horse world.
Yeah.
Since then, he's done a ton of horses and a ton of real horses, and it's actually became kind of their gig now.
Yeah, yeah.
But she had the very first one, and she marketed it at that time. She had bought me a Cabbage Patch Kid. So she said, there are children in New York City, in all these big cities, that would love to have a horse, but they have no opportunity to do so.
Sure.
So she basically had it legally done up so that when you bought the model of the horse, you owned a share of him.
Oh, okay.
And you owned a share of Sammy, and every month she sent a newsletter. Kids got to write to him, and kids became a part of Sam's life. Even back then, people would come all over the world. They
So
would
old
make their,
Sam paid for himself.
Sam sure did pay for himself. So even Ronald Reagan owned a share of Sam I Am.
Oh, my goodness. How long did he live?
He was 20-something.
Wow. And a gelding
He
that
was
you
a
guys
gelding,
just
yeah.
fed and, you know.
Yeah. He wasn't really very good at anything.
Oh,
He was just really pretty. Just really
Couldn't
pretty.
ride him.
He was actually probably one of the last horses I came off of was Sam at 20-some years old. Like he was,
He sucked. Yeah, he's rude.
but he sold a lot of models.
Yeah.
And right now, like on eBay, if you go to buy one, they're about $300 a piece.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about old Sam?
Where does,
Shout out
did
Sam
Sam
I Am.
live out on 776?
Yes, he did.
Huh. I didn't know that. I knew there was a Breyer horse. I knew about the Breyer horse, but I didn't know that was
Sam I Am.
How about old Sam I Am?
You still got
Shout out.
Fancy?
Yes, we do still have Fancy.
You still have Fancy?
She's in the field.
She's in.
She doesn't even like her.
No, I don't.
Listen to this. I mean, see, like, I look at it like I'm thinking of these things like my dogs,
Yeah.
or something. Like I get attached.
You know, and
I don't know that I'd be cut out.
I had who was it got real? I probably told you about that. Somebody got to be a real asshole with me one time about that because I was. Main Street's get rough.
Oh, it's the mean streets of Jackson, Ohio.
You don't know where you are.
Yeah, the mean
But
streets.
I had, back whenever I was selling horses and doing all that, I did very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of those guys that did it somewhat good.
Well, I mean, you make the comment that it's pretty much like a cash on the barrelhead business, right? You can't finance them. So, like, that's good on one side, but it's also good on the other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And I where was I going with that?
You said that some guy was kind of making my point. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
don't get attached.
and he just got on me one day on Facebook. And,
really?
Yeah. By the way, I still haven't logged on.
Stay at it, man. I haven't been on there in a week.
What am I a month? No, I'm probably 3 weeks.
You're probably close to a month, probably.
I'm probably close
Good
to
for
my,
you.
Yeah, I haven't missed it. It at all.
Dude, I haven't been on it this week. My last 2 weeks have been.
You've been busy. I told Tyler the other day. I said I think Chad's mad at us.
No,
Chad's
hell, I'm
getting ready
not.
to check out.
No, I'm not mad at anybody.
Chad, he's jumping off the deep end.
I wish I had. I wish I had more time, man. It's just been kind of one of those crazy 2 week periods.
And I told him, I said, man, I said, just like any car or four wheeler, I said, yeah, I get attached to them and I like them, but I said, if the situation is better that they go somewhere else, then I said I'm all for that.
Everything's for sale.
You have
we always find good homes for them, and the horses that we're selling are, I mean, they're relatively expensive, so it's not like they're going to be abused or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
mean,
love to hear the stories of where these horses have went and what they have done, and there's so many horses that I've sold.
I think the thing that you've got to keep in mind is it sounds to me very much the thing I'm hearing about. I mean, it's a business, man.
always.
I mean, it's a
It's a
business,
but it's a hobby. I mean,
yeah.
I'm hoping to get back in it to an extent, and I'm not going to turn it into a business again.
Yeah, it's tough. Like a couple of years ago, I bought and sold a lot, but it took every moment. It cashed out well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, when the sun goes down, you're still out there riding.
A little bit too much time commitment and something
But
like that.
there again, if you're going to feed one, you might as well feed 5.
I think Josh, there was, at one point in time, Josh and I had like 6 or 8 in the barn. That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
We did that after work.
Yeah.
We partnered on a few and rode them and sold them, and
How is Josh? I haven't seen Josh.
he's doing good.
So he's still at your place? Good bit.
Yeah. So he just started a new job down in Ashland selling RVs.
Okay.
Which I think he'd be good at. However, since he started, they have not an electric.
Josh just can't win. Poor old Josh just can't win. Come on, Josh.
Yeah, waiting
I
for
don't know who we're talking about here, but hey, shout out
mean,
Josh.
yeah.
I mean, keep the faith, brother.
You got this, Josh.
It's going to come back on soon.
So a couple other things we'll touch on, and then we'll get out of here. But you have a cabin that you rent,
We sure do.
so you can go out there and rent a cabin.
Yeah, man, I saw. Where is that? Is
Right-
that
It's
right
right,
on
on
the
the farm.
grounds, right on the
And
grounds.
here, another
You've got one of those
backstory.
1970s fireplaces in that thing. Is that the one that Benny took pictures
Yes.
of? Like,
Yeah.
and it's got like
Yes.
that little circle. Yeah,
It's
You can
where
rent that.
Joyce grew up as a child.
really.
Her
didn't know
family.
that.
It was actually up on John Hoops Road, and
Does
when they
it smell like fried chicken?
well, no, she didn't cook in it. But they were going to tear it down when they took the timber off that land, and my mom went and got it and just put it back
Brought it
piece by
back.
piece.
Well, you
That's
rent that.
awesome.
You'll rent that 24/7, 365.
Yeah, so most of, like the ranch horse shows and the rein-in shows, there's just a long booking
Waiting
for
list,
it.
yeah.
There's a waiting list.
Yeah.
I am getting ready to, once Benny gets me some more pictures of it, to Airbnb it so that you can.
Did you hear that, Benny? Come on.
Yeah.
So you can come and rent it. I did a little bit last year, and even just some locals, they said, it was just a nice little getaway.
So will it be one of those that'll be seasonal because like when the horse stuff's in?
Yeah, so I wouldn't have it on Airbnb during like our horse events, but during the week, and then off season like right now.
Man, that'd be great. My wife and I'd shoot out there to that.
Yeah, like
I
my
mean,
daughter and I like to go stay in it, and we camp out. Just kind of home away from home, even though it's
cool.
Boy, she's
Costly.
growing up. Man, I saw her the other day.
Yeah.
First time I'd seen her for a minute.
I know.
Now is she doing the horse thing?
No,
Really?
she loves the art world. She
Okay.
loves the big city world,
There you
and she
go,
loves
man.
to ski.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, now she probably understands the horse world.
God bless her. So I started doing the Hello Fresh,
Uh-huh.
and I'll get those. So you have all your ingredients, you have all the instructions. So while I'm at the barn riding, I come in, I get it done, and she
She's
has.
got it ready to go.
She does.
How is that, man? Is that pretty good food?
I enjoy it.
dig it.
With my busy schedule, it's like perfect for me because there's times I don't make it to the grocery store, and I know we have food.
And then, like,
A lot
it's
of
a
food.
good.
It's a
It's
lot of food.
well, that's what I mean. Like, that's what always concerned me. Like, what's the portion size on those things?
I would eat like the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's designed for like a family dinner.
Yeah, I mean, if there would have been 4 of
And
us,
you can
I'd have been
always-
hungry so bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I could probably
You
eat
and a
all that all
13-year-old.
myself.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
It does just fine for us. And like Ben and I did the hamburgers the other night, and it was just fine for us. You can always add extra meats, like I'll add breadsticks or something
You don't
like
have
that
to go to
to
the
it.
store. They'll ship it right to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is the nice part. Every once in a while, I'll kind of get bored, so I'll pause it. But it has an amazing app, so you just pause. And
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't get into that shit. I don't know. I like having my steaks out in the freezer and just thawing them.
Yeah.
I love coming home and the food is cooked.
Yeah. I got Mindy's doing that. Mindy does that. Man, here lately we've been on snow days. So that's
Yeah,
all
dude.
she does.
Hey,
sit around and
I've
cook.
been.
Nice.
I'll be honest, man. I've been domestic goddess this week.
Have you?
Like between my Zoom calls and all this stuff I got going on. I mean, man, I have been whipping up meals over there, lunch and dinner.
Nice.
I mean, there's been zero going out to eat in everyone's house this week. I mean, it's just been me getting in touch with my skills that I haven't done in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, I'm telling you, now this is going to sound really weird. But there is a satisfying element
To cooking?
to cooking a meal for your family.
Oh, yeah.
And like the kids sit there and eat it
It's the
and
cleanup
like
that
it
sucks.
and like it. Oh, it's terrible, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when they're sitting there eating it and they like it, and they give you they like to heap the praise on me.
Oh,
I think
do they?
Melissa gets sick of hearing it. Like they're just like, "Daddy's the best cook." I mean, he can I mean, it's so delicious.
Melissa just
isn't
hates
it?
you every time
Well,
we say
no,
it.
she's kind of like, well, I
Good
mean, as
luck
long as
getting it.
Daddy wants to cook, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, fire it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's that's been fun this week. Man.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
mean-
been a shitty week. Man.
Yeah, but not like by tonight. I was kind of like, yeah,
I ate out tonight.
yeah. I was like, pizzas.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
This old boy's getting a little.
I've about ate
Little
all my
tired.
deer.
You're kidding me?
Well, not all of it. I got some hamburger stuff, but I about ate all my steaks and stuff. Hell, that was 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's true. God, time flies.
Yeah. So I got to get back on the diet though. Massey, you fat ass. I was up at 236 today.
No, dude, you still look thin.
Nope, I need to get back on. I was 236.
I was looking at some of those pictures in your office today, dude. You've lost a lot of weight.
No, I'm getting it back. Chad, I'll breathe in one day and I'll be 250.
Yeah, you ain't got to tell me.
250. That's the way it works when you're obese.
I know.
You know?
Hey, listen, I know these
I
things.
started working out and actually gained 5 pounds.
You know what? Quit working
I thought
out.
you looked like
Yeah.
you lost weight.
Well, thanks. Ben says not to weigh myself because it's actually muscle now, but it's kind of still depressing when you've.
I've never
started
seen you
working
before, but I wouldn't peg you as fat. I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that you struggle with.
Riding horses, you'll get an incredible core strength.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, I would imagine like you've got to stay pretty fit to do that. I mean,
You got all hell bent on it one year whenever you were showing like real heavy, and you
Yeah.
got in shape. And,
I did.
Like it was a big deal. That was
I
probably
would think you'd have to have a certain amount of core strength
Like to get back there somehow.
to hang on when that thing is,
and Beth can ride.
Well, I would imagine
she
she's
can
been doing this since you're 5 years old.
Yeah, she can sit there. Yeah, it's
Now, do you like to like for leisure take horse trail rides and stuff like that, or
never
do you not
went.
do you not have time
I
to
really,
do that, or what?
The last time I went was with Matt and them, probably back in 2012 after I won my title. We all
I
went
went
out
with
on
you one
one.
time. I was there.
Is it something?
That was the
you,
last time I went.
At
Is
the
it
lake?
something you enjoy, or
It was a
or-
lot of fun.
Did
Like
you go to
I-
the lake or did you go to Uncle Buck's?
Lake.
Lake. We took a bunch of them to Uncle Buck's one time.
I didn't go with you guys then.
Trail riding's fun, but it gets boring.
For what you do, it's probably boring.
I more
because-
so like take my young ones out like in the cornfields at my place just to get them out and about. That's my trail riding, just to get them accustomed to
right.
the world.
I like to trail ride with my dad. And just go hang out,
go and
shoot the
talk.
breeze. But
Yeah,
I mean, if I was just trail riding in the horse business, I'd be pretty bored.
That wouldn't be something you're interested in.
I'm interested, but not all the time. That's basically what I'm doing now, and it sucks.
Oh, okay.
I want to get back into chasing cows.
Like I would probably be trying to put body parts together and making them do
I'm
this.
jerking
and
on the
making them do
face.
that. Yeah.
I'm jerking on her face the whole time I'm riding.
Okay.
You know, I'm just
So
training.
you're wanting to,
just
I mean,
work. Yeah.
Sorry.
You
Beth.
are aggressive, man.
That wasn't me.
That was me. That's the bowl in the china shop over here. I'm a mess.
How long are we, brother?
Just over 1:30.
1:30.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good time.
Yeah, I think we've done well.
Yep. So, Beth Henderson, ladies and gentlemen, how can they find you?
We go
Pleasure
out
meeting
to Henderson's Arena in store. That's at 739 Van Fossen Road on right off of 32 on the Pike County line.
Look for the big cowboy boot on the trailer.
Yep, that's us. And then also at hendersonswesternstore.com.
Henderson's with an S. Henderson'sWesternStore.com. That's your website. They
Yep.
can also find you on Facebook.
Facebook.
At Henderson's Western Wear, and Henderson's Arena has a Facebook
Yes.
page too,
Yes,
right?
I have two
and
separate
on
ones.
Instagram.
Yep,
Yep,
Henderson's
so
Western.
You're running all that stuff. So go check out our buddy Beth, man. I'm telling you, she's doing big things for Jackson
Big
County.
things. Very impressed.
So
Thank you.
go look them up. Thank you. And thank you to our sponsors. Talk to you soon.
See you.